TRU's 2018 European Semi-Finals Champions Cup 15 copyright True. We pick out our standout performers from this year's European Champions Cup semi-finals. 1. Cian Healy, Leinster. It's so good to see that Cian Healy is back to his barnstorming best after so many injury layoffs. The loosehead offering Leinster both steadiness at the scrum and an explosive ball-carrying option. 2. Cronin, Leinster. If it weren't for Rory best, Cronin would easily be Ireland's starting hooker. A safe pair of hands when throwing the ball in at the line-out as well as a good ball carrier for Leinster. Cronin seamlessly makes his way around the park, covering a lot of ground. 3. Saw, Racing 92, a destructive force at the scrum. Saw was nuisance for Munster at the set piece. The French international has really made strides this season. Good in the loose, the tight head will be hoping to make an impact in Bilbao. 4. Leonie Nakarawa, Racing 92, Glasgow Warriors must be ruining the day that Racing 92 got in contact with Nakarawa to offer him a contract. Nakarawa is one of the most phenomenal rugby players of his generation. The former Fiji Sevens star was brilliant against Munster on Sunday. 5. James Ryan, Leinster. Ryan is still yet to have lost a senior game of rugby. Not so long ago Marawi was the lock everyone was talking about. Now, Ryan is the talk of the town. Ryan was one of the standout performers for Leinster against Scarlets, making effective carries and dominating at the line-out. 6. Scott Fardy, Leinster. Fardy has brought a different dimension to Leinster. The former Wallaby has brought his offloading game to Leinster's forward pack, scoring a try at the weekend and contributing to each try with either a carry or at the breakdown. Dan Levy, Leinster. Having been the player of the quarter-finals in the last round, Levy wasn't quite at the level of his last outing in the Champions Cup, but was still better than most of his counterparts, carrying the ball well and always causing the Scarlets pack problems at the ruck. 8. Yannick Nyanga, Racing 92. The number 8 caused many problems for Munster, breaking the line nearly every time that he got the ball. Munster didn't know how to handle the 34-year-old who will be hoping for an international resurgence. 9. Maxime McInnes, Racing 92, perhaps the second-best scrum half in the Northern Hemisphere. McInnes is a very reliable goal kicker and metronome for any side he plays for. Undoubtedly relishing the prospect of Bilbao, it will be interesting to see the 9 in action. 10. Johnny Sexton, Leinster. Nailing 5 conversions, 1 penalty and 1 try, Sexton was magnificent for Leinster at the weekend. Smartly evading the Scarlets' defence to score his try, Sexton continues his resurgence following a couple of disappointing years. 11. Simon Zebo, Munster. The only player from a losing side this weekend, Zebo changed Munster's fortunes when he took to the pitch. He was quite simply electric as he was directly involved in 2 of Munster's tries, smartly scoring 1 himself and kicking through for Conway to score his try. Zebo deserves a place in this team of the round. 12. Robbie Henshaw, Leinster. As Brian O'Driscoll said, it's difficult to believe that Robbie Henshaw had shoulder reconstruction surgery just over 10 weeks ago. The Leinsterman operated really well with Johnny Sexton, providing good service to his wingers. 13. Virimi Vakatawa, Racing 92, operating fantastically as a link between the centres and the Racing 92 back 3, Vakatawa is quickly finding his feet at outside centre. The former Sevens player has struggled with injury over the last year or so, and this change of position is playing dividends for his club rugby. 14. Teddy Thomas, Racing 92, the Frenchman was on fire for Racing at the weekend. Looking up well with outside centre Vakatawa, Thomas could have had 3 tries if he hadn't have gifted what would have been his 3rd score to McInnes. Thomas is really impressing as international selection draws closer. 15. Rob Kearney, Leinster. Again, Kearney is coming good after a difficult time with injury. Having had his resurgence in the international side, the likes of Jordan Larmour and Mike Haley will be looking to dethrone Kearney for the Ireland 15 shirt. If Kearney were to keep performing like he is surely going to keep his place in the international setup. He played supremely well against Scarlets, especially in defence when a full attacking force of Scarlets was coming towards him.